Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kudash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Former CIA Spook warns the violence will get even worse. All right. This is published yesterday. It says former CIA from Zero Hedge, former CIA officer and counterterrorism expert Kevin Shipp says the violence you are seeing in American cities is not going to stop anytime soon. So he knows what's up. Is the violence going to get worse? Shipp contends it will get worse. We are going to see it amplified leading up to the election, and it's going to get even worse after the election. Says these people see this as their moment to act. It's a moment that they have been building for a couple of decades. We are going to see the attacks increase, especially by Black Lives Matter. All right, and they came out, all right, I believe a couple years ago, so that George Soros was funding, all right, the BLM. So a lot of them are agents, okay, paid off to push a narrative of Esau. People need to understand that being prepared for what is coming. People need to understand and be prepared for what is coming. They are desperate. They know the Democrat Party does not have a real candidate to offer. Donald Trump is extremely strong, and they also know that Trump has a support base that is larger than it was during the last election. And that's very interesting, man. Okay, I speak as a man, but I don't see Trump leaving office, man. Whether it's by him winning or by him refusing to leave, all right, it just, to me personally, it doesn't make sense for them to put Biden in there, you know. But at the end of the day, we'd have to watch and see, you know. I don't go thinking I'm a Trump supporter. I'm a prophecy supporter, all right, and I'm in support of how these prophecies are gonna come to pass, man. So if the Lord is gonna use Trump to do it, then hey, keep his ass in office so he can fulfill that prophecy. Okay. So it says uh Donald Trump is extremely strong, and they also know that Trump has a support base that is larger than it was during the last election. They see this at their time. They are not going to give up, and they see this as their time. They are not going to give up, and they are not going to stop. They have been encouraged by Nancy Pelosi, Kamala Harris, and others, such as Maxine Waters, to increase the violence. So they are being encouraged by top Democrats, and they are not going to stop. This will escalate. And that's the same thing we've been telling you. All right, it's going to keep escalating till all hell is breaking loose on the streets of America. Lawlessness and anarchy, because how much more chaotic do you think it's going to be when the country can't even decide who won the election, or who, they want to stay in power, or maybe somebody won that they don't like, so they're revolting. The scriptures tell you in Second Esdras that there shall be sedition among men, revolutions. Okay, and in a time like that, as we're gonna read in here, this election is gonna come real close if it doesn't overturn or temper with the Constitution. Now, the second that happens, what's to stop them from declaring martial law? All right, and let's say Trump stays in office and him becoming a dictator. He might not come and announce, "Hey, I'm a dictator now," but his actions will show it. But hey, at the end of it all, we still have to watch, wait, and see. It says Shipp says BLM and Antifa want a civil war. Whoa, isn't that biblical? All right, the scriptures talk about, okay, one people shall stand up to fight against another. It says Shipp explains that exactly what they want. That's exactly what they want: a civil war, and they want to split America, a kingdom divided against itself. Okay, it cannot stand. So this place is this place is done. Okay, it's done, man. Who would have thought maybe 30, 40 years ago that America would be looking like this, and these would be the troubles, all right, facing the oh so great America. But ultimately, it shows you that what? The Most High is dealing, man. The Most High is working. Now is the time that the Lord is beginning to visit the world in which He made. They understand that the conservative people and the patriots out there have gained a lot of ground. They are intentionally starting a civil war to overturn our constitutional system and our fundamental belief system. They are starting a civil war and they are starting serious attacks. It's not just Trump supporters, but Black Lives Matter has had attack after attack on white Americans because of their race. Okay? Once again, as the scriptures say, matter of fact, let's get it. Okay, let's get it. Matthew 24. Okay. Um, and we'll start at verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." And we heard about that. Okay, and we understood that that didn't mean World War III is going to pop off right then and there. That was just the fulfillment of verse 6. So what does verse 7 say? "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." All right. And now when you read it in Second Esdras, the 15th chapter, okay, it tells you more specifically, Second Esdras 15 and verse 15, it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." So that could be people that stand for a specific cause. It could be people of a specific nation, okay? But in any way, it's going to be a division, a separation, okay? One against another, one side against another, okay? And that's going to leave a lot of collateral damage. And this is the chaos that these elites are looking for so that they can be justified in bringing order. If you having chaos like this, okay, what's to stop the UN from sending in troops? Okay, saying, well, because of this election situation, they can't figure things out. The streets of America are chaotic, and now it's time to bring in that order. You will see hardcore martial law, all right, on the soils of America, man. And it's not gonna be good, man. It's not gonna be good. It's gonna get very chaotic, all right, and it's gonna be like full on anarchy out here. Now it says, "Shall stand up to fight one against another, and swords in their hands." All right, and once this thing really gets hot, nothing's gonna stop people from pulling out their weapons and shooting. Okay. Um, it says, "Anyone who resists this movement, they label them as a white supremacist, and with no facts and no evidence, they know exactly what they are doing. When they do this, I am talking about the Democrat Party. It is a propaganda technique because it shuts down any discussion and any examination of the facts. People who are representing Trump at these protests need to understand they are in danger. It's clear they have an organized effort to attack Trump supporters and conservatives with violence. So people need to be prepared and situationally aware of their surroundings. Look for somebody following them. Look for a brewing protest on the street and things like that." All right, this is what people are being told, man. It says, "After the election, Ship predicts Trump is going to win. But when Trump wins, these people are going to go crazy and escalate the violence. Get him out of office. We don't want him here. Like what's this dude's name? What's that Roman Caesar? Um uh Caligula. All right. They had to assassinate him, man, because they did not like him. Even those that were closest to him planned it out that they would assassinate him. Okay? Because of how much they did not want him in power. Now it says, as far as the cheat by mail campaign the Democrats have been pushing, Ship thinks they are a little late to the game. So I don't think that's going to work. What they may do if the ballots don't come in until after the election, they will say we've got all these votes and we want to count them. They will contest the election, and that's already part of their plan. They know these mail-in votes are not going to work this late in the game. After the election, they are going to claim that this is a reason to contest the election and not concede. Just watch it happen. All right? And literally, that's what we're waiting. We're waiting to watch how it all unfolds. Okay? It says, Ship also predicts, I think Trump is going to have a wider margin of victory than he did in 2016. And that would be very, very funny, man. All right? But once again, keep in mind, regardless of what the outcome looks like after election day, according to what they're saying, that's not going to be all the votes. That's just going to be those that voted in person. While some of those that voted through mail, their ballots have yet to be counted. Okay, but wouldn't that be funny, man? You wake up the next day, or you stay up and see it, and they say, oh, Trump annihilated Biden. You know damn well people are not gonna sit there and be okay with that. They're gonna be like, we gotta spend another 4 years under this guy. Man, it's looking like a very interesting fall winter, man. All right, the fall. Hopefully, it is the fall, the great fall and collapse of this system, of this place, of this infrastructure, man. So it says the Democrat Party has shot themselves in the foot, encouraging this violence, thinking it was going to make Trump look bad and make things look unstable. It has backfired on them. The Democrats already know they have lost, and Joe Biden sadly gets worse by the week in terms of his mental acuity, and they know it. It's embarrassing and cruel for the Democrat Party to keep putting him in that position. The Democrats are terrified, and Donald Trump is going to decimate Joe Biden in the debates. Democrats are going to do everything they can to keep these debates from happening. Now, you know what I just thought about is with the chaos. Keep in mind, every time they have chaos, they can bring more order. They can tighten the grip on the things you can do and the things you can't do, and the rules you have to follow. Okay, now they could use this chaos to allow them to tighten the grip so much so, all right, that when they bring that chip, it's gonna be almost impossible to resist, because there's gonna be a new sort of system put in place that was birthed through the chaos, all right, in this country, that's gonna allow it to make it easier for them to enforce the chip. Okay, it's almost like, well, because of all this chaos, now that we've brought the order, you don't even get a say. All right, we needed to take these extreme measures to bring order, but these extreme measures basically took away any grain of rights or privileges you thought you had. All right, making it easier for them to institute it. But hey, like I said, man, look, Yahushua said, watch as well as pray. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna watch these signs. We're gonna watch what's happening, and we're gonna watch to see what the Lord is gonna do. Okay. But let's get a few precepts here, man, because ultimately at the end of the day, this is all boiling down to what? That this election, okay, which is causing a very great division, separation. And like I keep comparing it to the movie Purge election year. Okay, it's not by coincidence that they make movies like that. All right, but anyway, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 24. It says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. Okay, and the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Now you got people that could be friends and not know what their friends' political stance is, and then they come to find out, yo, you voted for Trump? Oh hell, okay, it's gonna cause a lot of separation, a lot of division. Okay, and there's gonna be also many factors that are gonna lead to that. But like it says, the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. It's going to be a very evil time, okay, upon the face of the earth. All right, now let's go here. This is Matthew 24, all right, verse 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Now, when you look into the word iniquity, okay, once this loads, it says anomia, which is what? The condition of without law, all right, which is anarchy. Okay, key meaning rule, and anarch meaning lawlessness. Okay, so a lawless rule, no rule. Okay, or without I should say, without rule. Okay, lawlessness without, that's anarch. Okay, and key meaning rule. Okay, like a monarchy is a solo rule, monarch. All right, a sole ruler. So you have the scripture saying, and because of anarchy, all right, because of chaos, because iniquity shall abound, it's gonna get so chaotic out here, the love of many shall wax cold. People are not gonna have a hospitable spirit. All right, they're not gonna be ready to help one another. No, everybody's gonna be for themselves, man. What's pleasing me? Who's going to protect you from the next person? Nobody's going to have time for that. Verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So while all these are going on, our job is going to be to stay in the spirit and avoid, all right, getting involved in these kinds of things. You know, moving through the spirit, all right, listening to the spirit and praying to the Heavenly Father to guide us in whatever path we go, wherever we go. Because it's going to get bad out here in these streets, man, unless you're guided by the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you're going to get caught up. Okay? So I'm going to end it here, Lord willing, brothers and sisters, and whoever's watching got edified, all right? But, hey, now's the time to really build up your spirit, build up your faith, man, because you're going to see a lot of things that you've never seen before, you know? And one, like we keep saying, once it starts getting brutal and you start seeing bodies dropping and dead bodies and guns being fired, all right, you're going to understand that, yeah, nah, this is very real, all right? This is not just words, man. This is real. Okay, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha, Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.